On people, Wagwan, we're here for another Forever Arsenal big weekend. It's been of football, a great weekend for Arsenal. First of all, let's give it up for the Arsenal women's team, right? Who won the women's club? Well, they're the best team in the world now. Women's Club World Cup on Sunday. So big up to them by beating Corinthians by 3-2 in extra time. Also, Arsenal men's team 4-0 winners over Leeds, which puts them at the top of the table. And of course, Manchester City and Aston Villa dropping points. We're going to be discussing that. And of course, Mikel Merino's injury. Looks like he's going to be out looks like probably till the end of the season. We're going to discuss that as well. Here to talk about it, we got Curtis, we got Jack, and we got Lee. Guys, it's been a fantastic weekend.
Who wants to go first?
I always wait and see if Lee wants to start, and then if he stays quiet,
I'll start then. Blinding weekend. I'm going to say this now, guys. I didn't see that coming against Leeds. I thought it was going to be a real tough game. But what was pleasing about that was the way we went about it, the way we dismantled him in the first half, and the way we played, mentality and all that. And I believe, we might say I'm foolish and whatever, that 4-0 put something in the Man City's and Aston Villa's minds, because if it would have been a scrappy 1-0 or we just scraped through and all that, they might have gone, oh, look, they're bottling all that. But I think that was a big dagger in their championship challenges. I think they really felt that one. That would have hurt them, because it was so good. The perfect away performance, guys. And I'm going to say this now, Ellen Road was rocking. I am telling you, Robert, it was rocking. Yep. And, 2-0 there, if they would have scored, a little bit like the Tottenham game today, if they'd have scored, the crowd would have been right up for it and it might have been difficult. But that 10 minutes in the second half, that's when I knew that we were back, because we defended that, see that bit out, and went on and were brilliant. And brilliant performance, great trip up there and back. And and today was just a cherry on the top today of the cake. Very much.
Did you watch today? Because I remember you saying yesterday after your interview.
I didn't watch. I sent you a picture.
For a Sunday roast.
I sent you a picture from the.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was from earlier. You know what I mean? I can't believe you didn't watch that Tottenham game.
I watched the bits of the second half and all that. I know that Aston Villa were losing, but I said that I found out that they was down to 10 men. So I said, well, that won't finish like that, and it did. And then I'll tell you what, sometimes it's good being on your phone, because I see it 2-2. Man United, Fulham. Aye, that looks like come on, Fulham, and then it come up 3-2. But no, listen, it's a great day for us. But I didn't really want to be cheering on Spurs today. I'll be honest. I don't know if you guys cheered them on. I would never cheer a goal on. I just sat there and watched it. When the final whistle went, I just turned over and watched the Arsenal ladies. That was more important to me, So at the end of the day, it's all, as I said, and I'll keep by this, it's what we do, what matters. And, listen, like this time last week, we was all very, very down, weren't we? Because it was only 4 points. This week now, it's 6 points. And as you can say, we're all a little bit more relaxed. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to sleep well again tonight.
No, it was probably. I was really surprised by the Villa one, to be honest. I had that one as a bit of a, Brentford. I just thought, no chance. And then I see they were down to 10 men. And I thought, that's not going to happen. And then that one came and I thought, I'm watching the game and we was obviously talking in the group 2-0. I thought, lock this off, man. This is going to bring my mood down from what we've done at Leeds. Because I thought this is going to, I don't know about you, at half time, I'm thinking this is 4 or 5-0. Thomas Frank's getting sacked. Their fans are ready to evacuate. And then they get the goal back. And then Solanke, by the way, boyhood Arsenal fan, does the Giroud-esque scorpion kick. And you're like, and then, that Pep interview after, he just There's nothing like Pep head loss. I don't know why. It hits different, that, don't he? He looks like he wants to beat up the interview. But obviously, you boys went up there yesterday. I've been Ellen Road before, and great atmosphere. And I thought that was a fantastic performance. Like the way we defended, we looked back to our old selves defensively because we've been conceding a lot lately. Leeds never really looked like scoring. And when you think that they've beat Chelsea, drawn with Liverpool, drawn with Man United at Ellen Road, Calvert-Lewin's been scoring goals, they never really troubled us yesterday. I actually think we could have won by more. Jesus missed a couple, Gyökeres. It was just good to see. Do you know somebody I think deserves a lot of credit yesterday is Noni Madueke, because I've criticised him heavily on it. And, I've been in that situation before, actually, where someone gets injured in the warm-up and you get thrown in. You're caught a little bit cold, and at the start of the game, he's giving the ball away. I'm going, what's this guy doing, man? And then, he comes up trumps, gets the assist. He's been awarded the goal now. So effectively, he scored direct from a corner, which not many players do. And then, even the subs yesterday, Lee said don't let him on the bus, but Odegaard was on the bus and he played his part, got his assist. Gyökeres got his goal. And then Jesus comes on and scores, and Martinelli comes on and contributes. So I thought it was a fantastic performance yesterday. And yeah, it's got us, I'm kind of looking at next weekend thinking if certain pieces fall into place, I don't know, I don't want to say too much, but you know what I'm saying.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm just saying, maybe we start making plans, but no, I won't say too much.
No, it's funny you say that as well. I think I saw a stat today saying that, if we do win next week, because City play after us, it'll be the first time we've gone 9 points clear at the top since the 2003-2004 season. So if that is correct, that's in good standings for what potentially could come. But in terms of performance over the weekend, yeah, I think I just wanted a big win. I think we needed something just to energize. I know Arteta spoke about he had the team talk after the Man United game where he sort of said to you guys, like, look, we've got a couple months left. Like, do we actually want this? Like, let's actually start playing with joy again and actually realizing that, look, we're in the title race. This is the business end of the season. We need to enjoy it as well as appreciate the fact we want to win and need to win. But let's enjoy this moment. We're not struggling and fighting relegation like Tottenham and stuff like this. We're actually up there and fight and enjoy it. And it felt that win gave us some enjoyment. Gyökeres is my best mate. I actually want to say that I feel like his jeans were not on yesterday. He upgraded from jeans to cargos. He's not quite in shorts yet, but I saw him in cargos yesterday. A bit more freedom. There's a bit more freedom down there, and I thought he played well. And the finish, obviously, it's come off his shins, but his movement for the goal, the way he came across the front of the defender, is something. I think all of us have been saying that we're not asking him to score 50 goals a season, but the minimum he can do is just act like a striker. And I thought, he's slowly getting there. Maybe he's got something for us for these last sort of 10, 15 games. And, with Marino out, it's another option that we're out up front. So it'd be good and useful for him to hit form. I mean, the City game, I don't know about you. I didn't watch it. I was about to tune in, saw Shirky had scored. I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be 4, 5, 6, something like that. So I just didn't watch. And then I saw it went 2-1 and I started watching and saw Solanke's scorpion kick. But I always thought, like, I never get excited when it's Tottenham City until the 90th minute because I'm always thinking, oh, it's Tottenham. They're going to concede. But, I thought they actually played well in the second half. I thought they deserved a result based off their second half performance. I mean, Rodri could have been sent off. He got quite lucky.
Should have been.
He's been moaning about the referees. I don't know if you saw his post-match as well, that he basically said that the referees are giving them bad decisions because they don't want City to win the league again because they're bored of it, is pretty much what he said in his post-match. So, yeah, a bit of an interesting one. But, yeah, good weekend, boys. Good weekend.
No, it's just brilliant weekend. You know that game, right? When I was watching the first half of that Tottenham game, honestly, that was the worst performance I've seen this season from any team. They were so passive, right? That first goal, Cherky just sort of walked up to the goal and scored it. Like honestly, they were absolutely shocking. The crowd was flat. They were getting booed by their own fans. You know what I mean? They didn't. They looked scared. And it was a complete transformation in the second half. Once they got that goal back, which, again, I was like, how did they score? I actually thought that was a foul.
Yeah.
I thought they got a bit fortunate in getting that goal. But once they got that goal, they fully deserved. They could even have won it, Tottenham.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this, right? I was watching City and I'm like, they ain't going on no 10-game run. Not that City. That is not the City of a cup. Remember, not even the City of last year weren't that great either. That's what people fail to understand. It was the City of the season before that was that exceptional team that went on that great run where you had a prime Rodri, De Bruyne. I look at this City team now. They don't have that. And their defense is all over the place, man. All over there. They were getting carved up in that second half. And I just think when you compare them to us, I saw a Leeds fan, I think it was on BBC's website or something. He was talking about the Arsenal game, right? A Leeds fan. And he goes, people criticize Arsenal for set pieces. He goes, they're the best team that's come to Ellen Road. And he goes, what he saw is a team that's good at everything. And I thought that was a very good description. He goes, they're good at everything. They're good at defending. They're good at defending set pieces. They're good at keeping the ball and passing the ball. They're good at attacking, and they've got a good goalkeeper. You know what I mean? And he goes, that's why they're going to win the league. And I thought that was an accurate. People like to this stuff about set pieces and all this rubbish. And I keep seeing this narrative, if Arsenal win the league, it's the worst ever, and all this crap. Absolute rubbish. I see teams, right? You see, like I watched Liverpool play yesterday. Look how free-flowing they were against Newcastle. They didn't play like that against us. Nobody plays against us like that because they know if they come out and play like that, they're probably going to lose. Every team tries the deep thing. And if teams are sitting deep, like what Leeds did, they were sitting quite deep, and you're on the attack as a team. And remember, in that first half, we won 7 corners in that first half, which is a big indicator that you're attacking, right? You got to do something with these corners. You got to do something with these set pieces. Man United's first goal today came from a set piece. You got to do something with it. So I thought it was a great performance, like you said, Curtis. Defensively, the way Gabriel and Saliba handled Calvert-Lewin, who's been dangerous, this season. He's been, really bang on form, scoring lots of goals. The way they dealt with him was brilliant. Calvert-Lewin up against the Arsenal team of, say, 4 or 5 years ago, we wouldn't have won that game. They would have just been hitting balls up to him. He'd be bullying us. They'd be winning all the second balls. But now we do the bullying. The bulliers, the team that used to get bullied, are now doing the bullying, right? And that's what a lot of these pundits and that don't like. I think this has been real unfair criticism of Arsenal's style of play, saying it's going to be the worst ever. It's almost like they're trying to prepare themselves for when we win it. And I'm with you guys, right? If next week we beat Sunderland, and remember we play first. I think Villa play at 3:00 as well. I think and they ain't got an easy game. They've got to go away to Bournemouth. They could be out of it next week if they lose that, right? If we beat Sunderland, and I think Sunderland, no Granit Xhaka still, he's going to be out of that game, right? He's a very influential player for them. Then City, if they don't beat Liverpool, and they would say to lose to Liverpool, and that turns into 9 points, it's a long way back for them because I just don't see them. Because the thing is, we always seem to forget, right, is that when you're like 9 points in front, even 6 points in front, the teams that are chasing, they've just got no room for error. That's the pressure that is on them. A draw in a game, and if the team that's the points ahead win, you're bang in trouble, as we saw today with City. So next week could be a massive. I mean, this was a massive week, and you said it right, Jack. I wanted to see a big win. Wanted to see how they reacted to that Man United loss. It was a brilliant reaction. Remember, they won during the week with a much changed team. Did the business again on Saturday. And I'll tell you, if it was to turn out next week that we won against Sunderland, won't be easy. And then City were to slip up against. I'm starting to.
You're starting to get
not make plans, but I'm starting to think about it. It's not a good thing.
Do you know what? I'm just so pleased with the response, even from Arteta as well. I felt like earlier in the season, I think it was Man City at home, when everyone was saying, come on, take the brakes off. And then I think we went and beat Newcastle. And I feel like that Man United game had an impact on him and the group. I think they probably had an honest conversation after that Man United game. I reckon there would have been some heated discussions there. And we've scored 7 goals in the last 2 games and a number of goal scorers. One thing that I would like Arsenal potentially to do is give you some work to do tomorrow, Rob, by maybe bringing in a player. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't know how long Saka's out for. Hopefully, obviously, it's minor, but
they said it's minor, isn't it? They said it's like he said it was just a niggle, and they just didn't want to take any chances with it whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. But then obviously
the Marino one, the Marino one,
yeah. Broken
let me just before you get into it, Curtis, just to say, on the website, Arsenal website, what they said about Marino is that he said he has to have surgery in the coming days, and then will then begin his recovery and rehabilitation program. Mikel is expected to be out of action for an extended period, and this is the indicator of how long he's going to be out, with an aim of returning to full training before the end of the season, which that suggests he's gone for the season. Which is really bad news because we saw how well he played in the second half of last season. He was probably our best player. So massive blow. But you think we should go and get someone?
Well, I think. I mean, look, it doesn't seem like we've got money to spend, in my opinion, because we haven't really been linked with any permanent moves. It just, even Ornstein's report saying they're looking at the short-term market. But I think if you can get an experienced body in, maybe from one of the big clubs in Europe, I just think it would be a boot. Marino's a loss. Do you know what I mean? His versatility, and he pops up with goals. He can play up front. He can play in midfield. I already think we're a little bit short in midfield before that injury. So now I'm thinking, just, don't leave us short if you can get someone in. But it's whether that quality is there. That's the problem. Is who's going to give you a good player? But
do you need someone like there's Eze now? Eze's in the midfield. Odegaard. You still got Norgard, who's not all right. I know it's not exactly the same position, but you could play Norgard. You could push Zubimendi further forward if you wanted to. You got Havertz, who looks like he's, we saw on Saturday, he was sort of put back into midfield. I know they'll look, but is it absolutely essential? Jesus is back. Gyökeres is there. I don't know. I don't know if it's desperation time.
I wouldn't say desperation, but I just think, sorry, Lee, I just think if they can get somebody of quality, you've only really now got Zubimendi, Rice, and Norgard as actual centre midfielders. The others are kind of more attacking midfielders. So 4 competitions. I think if you can get somebody decent, but obviously that's where it becomes difficult.
I think Miles Lewis-Skelly could be an option to go in there. I think there's something there. But I'm with you. Listen, if you're playing against Wigan in a couple of weeks, you want to rest everybody, don't you? So what would be the midfield? It would be, probably like Norgard, Marino, and Eze. But now with him out, you're going to have to. You don't really want to be playing Zubimendi and Rice week in, week. You want to give them a rest. So it'd be interesting what they do, So what is it with Arsenal, by the way? You get Havertz back, get somebody else back, and then another couple go out. It's like saying out of the generation game, rolling them in and out So hopefully he'll be back before the end of the season. But I think Jack Grealish has got the same injury, and already Everton have come out and said he's having an operation and he's out for the season. So it is a big blow because I'm with you on this. His versatility has been very, very good, and not only just, it's not, as we see yesterday, he may not be starting games, but he could be finishing games for us. And I think so, that's a big, big loss for us. But yeah, maybe Nketiah can play in midfield. Who knows?
Your favourite player, mate. I'm sure you'd love to see him. I don't know. I think we do need someone. You know what it is? I'm used to us going into January and always needing something and leaving ourselves light. and it come back to bite us. I know where we needed a striker in the past, and maybe we've relied on Nketiah or something and left it. But I don't know. It's tough. Can't. If we didn't sign anyone, I couldn't really moan because obviously Mourinho injuries just happened, and getting someone in deadline day when clubs are going to know we need some sort of short-term cover, and also convincing a player to join mid-season to basically play cup minutes / last 10, 15 minutes of games is going to be tough. And also have the quality to step in, because if they haven't got the quality, we might as well play a youth player there if it's just about minutes in the legs. So
Yeah,
I don't know, it's tough. I mean, maybe in hindsight, was Nwaneri loaning, could we have been a bit selfish and said, yeah, we might be stunting his development a little bit, but we just want to get that title over the line. We want the bodies. You know, maybe him and Eze could play in midfield in terms of options. Now Marino's out. But then again, I also was one of the people saying we should loan him so he could get experience. So it's a hard one. I mean, in terms of options, I can't really think of anyone that like I'll go, oh yes, let's go grab him. I mean, I know I said
Ruben Neves, isn't it?
but I don't know. I think I saw rumours he might have signed a new 2-year deal. Nothing confirmed either way, but yeah, I mean, he'd be a good one in terms of an experienced player. He's played good Champions League football in the past as well, so I wouldn't mind him. But yeah, I think it's just going to be tough getting someone in to join and just sort of be a bit part player. But then we have got the lure of, you know, potentially being a Premier League champion, Champions League winner. There's sort of that maybe someone was coming in and sort of snap out a medal. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't think. I do think we got enough to cover it, but then it all depends on if there's any more injuries. It's funny, isn't it? Because he was the person last year who stepped in to cover off multiple of injuries, and now he's the one that's going to be out. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? But well, you know, as you said, Curtis, you know, David Ornstein says that we are looking in the market to see if there's anybody we can find, but it's certainly going to be late. I know. Listen, if they're doing their due diligence, they would have been looking at players anyway. They'd have their eye on certain players, so they'll know who's going to be available and that. But they might have left it a bit too late. But it's a real blow because he's been an important player, and he must be gutted because it's a World Cup year for him as well. He's been playing really, really well for Spain, and you know that's not going to do his chances of making that World Cup squad very good, because that sounds how they've written that. That sounds like he could be out for the rest of the season, which is really, really sad. But as things stand, just looking at the league, Arsenal top on 53 points, City 47 points in second place, Villa on 46 now. So that's 7 clear of Villa, 6 clear of City. And as I said, next week they got Liverpool away. Villa have got Bournemouth away. We got Sunderland at home. Are you willing to say it? Like, if it goes 9 points?
This guy's looking for a clip on AFTV extra.
I don't know. I'm not looking for no clip. I'm just saying, man. This is getting.
I'll be really honest. This is a pivot. I said this was a pivotal week for us. Very, very crucial week. Leeds, Chelsea, and then going into the last game against Sunderland because of the two games that City had, Tottenham away and Liverpool away. They're tough games. Don't care what anybody says. You know what I mean? Like we didn't pick nothing up at Liverpool, and it's going to be a difficult game at Spurs for obvious reasons for us. So this is always going to be a pivotal week. If we can get into the cup final as well, that'd be a good thing for us, and we can then go on. But if we was to get 9 points, I'd even say if we could get 8 points. You know what I mean? Like that's a good cushion to have going into the last part of the season, being the best team. I don't care what anybody says.
Lee, sorry to jump in. I apologise for jumping in, right? But just as you're saying that, right, I'm just looking at the league as well. Remember City, yeah? They've only won 1 game in the last 6 in the league. 1, right? Villa have lost 3 out of their last 6 games. It's not like these teams that are chasing us down are in form, you know? So...
I think
9.
They ain't been in great form, nor have Aston Villa, to be fair. Nor was we until Leeds. That's why that Leeds game's so important, Rob. You know what I mean? It was a real I don't care what anybody says. I don't think any Arsenal fan, and I felt it when we was going up there in the car. We was all talking about it. We all hoped that we was going to be. We wouldn't have put our mortgages on it, on everything like that. There was a nervous feeling around the whole crowd. Even in the atmosphere was a little bit not subdued, but it was, you know, like Leeds fans were giving us a little bit of stick, saying like, can't hear you and everything like that, but bit polite, not as polite as that, but that's what they were saying. But I think that we needed like that performance as a fan base as well. We needed that, you know what I mean? Like to just sort of go, oh, hold on a minute, that was good. I felt positive after that game, you know what I mean, because of what we've done. And I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that Arsenal are the best team in this league. But the one thing that I question with Arsenal is mentality. Have they got the mentality to go? That game against Leeds proved to me that they have got the mentality, because they didn't scrape it. It weren't a lucky goal or one set piece. Yeah, I even look at the game against Everton, and I know we needed to go up there that day and win, and we did. It weren't convincing. It could have gone either way at some stage. There was no danger. We was never in no danger against Leeds. And like talking to Leeds fans afterwards, were you that poor? And I said, no, we've give everybody a game at Ellen Road, apart from you. You know, we never laid a glove on you. So I think it's just up to us now to just keep plodding along, get going, as you say. Like, listen, I watched that Man City side today. No, I didn't watch them today. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. I've watched them in the last few games. I've not been impressed with them, Rob. I've not been impressed with them. I look at Aston Villa. I've said it all along. I've been more impressed with Aston Villa. Again, I haven't seen the game today, but they've always got that sort of result in them, I suppose. And I think we've got to say to ourselves that, yeah, we lost to Man United. It was a one-off. It was every team has that sort of performance. It's what you do afterwards, how you react afterwards. We reacted really well. So, if you're going to be really honest about it, Liverpool have got to be favourites going into that game. Surely, got to be like I wouldn't, but I'd be very surprised if Man City are favourites to win there. I'm not saying Man City can't go in there and win, because Liverpool had their moments yesterday, Rob, didn't they, against Newcastle? I was watching that on the way back. Like, they could have been 2 up by the time and then they go 1-0 up. I don't understand this with teams. They go 1-0 up, and then what do? They back off. And then allow other teams to come in there. That was a good thing that Arsenal didn't do yesterday, by the way. They went 1-0 up and win again. I like that. They didn't back off like we have done in the past. So, listen, maybe Arsenal have learned a few lessons along the way as well. And perhaps us fans have got to be a little bit more in that as well. But listen, I don't care. I know that I didn't sleep that well the night before, and I was not feeling 100%. You know what I mean? Until that second goal went in, all of a sudden there was a movement in my body. I felt a little bit better, I have to say, but I wasn't feeling great until that second goal when we needed it. But I think for me, it was a comfort result and performance. It gave me belief. My belief has been given me back, not just with the result, it was the performance, So that's how I see it. I'm pretty confident now that we're going to win the league. There, I've said it.
Said it. Big words. I don't know. I think the thing we got to get into our heads that maybe I'm as guilty for is that City are not going to win every game, and it's so hard to get that out of your head that you just expect City to win every game just because we're so used to it and the PTSD. And to be fair to Robbie, he has been saying it that it's not the same City. It's not the same City, and I've sort of known that, but you still just expect it. And I think today 2-0 up and not winning for them must be a massive blow to them.
Imagine if that was us, Jack.
Yeah, if that was us,
imagine if that was us, where people would be melting down, right? And I'm fed up of people saying, yeah, but they've won it. They haven't won it for 2 years now, right? If that was us and we were 2-0 up at Tottenham, right, and allowed Tottenham to come back with they had a back four, Tottenham. They had no Romero, no Van der Ven, no Porro, no Jed Spence, right? No, they were depleted, right? and they allowed them to come back, right? And if that was us today, Villa, right, where Brentford are down to 10 men at half time. Remember how people were getting pissed off? We were losing against Chelsea, and we still managed to. We didn't lose the game, did we?
Hey,
They
that's still a
lost
bad result.
at home.
It's still a bad result, though.
Still a bad result, but we didn't lose the game. They lost at home to Brentford, and it was 1-0 at half time.
Yeah, I know. It's good. It's like it is more like every week that goes by, you start thinking City are not like I expect Liverpool to win next week. Like I really do expect them. I think they've been in better form recently, and they got that one loss. But apart from that, that's their only loss in like 10, 13 games or something like that. So I mean, XTK and Verts are really starting to look good now. Obviously, Salah's back from Africa and stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me if they get a result and then it goes to the 9 points, and then yeah, I think that's when I don't know what game week is acceptable. I've sort of got it in my head that if it's a game week 30 and we're like 9 points ahead, that's it. Like that's when we can start like looking at
Can I
tour
just,
buses
sorry,
and
Jack, just to interrupt there. It's not 9 points yet. We've never done it yet. And
yeah,
this
no,
is
we haven't
the
done
other
it yet.
hurdle we've got to get
Yeah.
over. We have got,
Yeah.
it's all right saying this and that and that. Come Saturday, keep going about it. It's what we do. We have to go on Saturday and win at Sunderland. That's what we've got to do. If we don't win at Sunderland, then you can go, oh, it's not all that. This is what they've got to do. Got to go and back this up now with a game against Sunderland because we've had 4, 5, 6 opportunities to make it
Do it
7, 8,
already.
9 points and failed. Must do it on this occasion. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Exactly. We've had the opportunities before and we haven't done it. So there's no point just thinking, oh, these are guaranteed 3 points. Oh, Jack is out. It's a home game. We'll be all right because we've got him. Mate, look at Wolves. We thought that'd be a 4-5 when we were going into that, and that turned out to be a tough game. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think it is the City thing. I think hopefully the squad will realise and it will get to them as well, and they realise, wow, maybe City aren't as behind us as we think, and maybe that'll help them relax a bit, and the nerves will come down, and like Arteta was saying, like the joy will come out a bit. Maybe in our attacking football, and you know, we're all used to that rigid robotic over maybe the past month or so in terms of our attacking style. Maybe that joy and a bit less pressure in terms of scoring goals, which we've struggled with recently, will sort of play out, and we can enjoy the end of the season, and it doesn't have to go down to game week 38 and you know we're waiting for these to drop points and stuff. We actually go and win it in style. It would be nice to see, and you know we can start booking that parade in.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think the whole time I haven't allowed myself to get excited at all because I've always judged Man City off what I've seen before and thought, are they going to go and win 8 games in a row? But the more you watch them, you just think they can't defend. They just can't defend. Like every game, they are giving up clear-cut chances. Even the Galatasaray game, they gave up big chances at 2-0. And today, I just thought, I watched that whole game, and like Rob was saying, I know obviously you watched the game. Like at half time, you're saying there's no way they cannot win this game. They're completely in control. In fact, it almost looked too easy for them. I wonder if there was an arrogance there that they thought they'd won the game. And then, Haaland's not as prolific at the moment, and it's defensively, they're just so shaky. And I just think when you look at Arsenal's defense and how solid we are and how difficult we are to break down, it does give you that belief. And do you know what? This is one of the days I'm sitting here today feeling excited as an Arsenal fan because that Leeds game has given me that belief again.
Yeah.
And also, I'm actually really excited about getting to Wembley again. Because you know what I mean? The last time we were in a cup final, we was in Box Park. It was COVID. We weren't allowed in the ground. So you're thinking we could be in a Carabao Cup final by Tuesday night, probably against Man City as well. So there's a lot to look forward to, man. These players, they've got to grab that opportunity now. But yesterday was good. I was actually quite surprised that that Rice never had the armband. They gave it to Gabriel, didn't they? Instead of obviously Odegaard and Saka weren't on the pitch. So, and I noticed he gave it back to Odegaard when he came on. So, but yeah, it was good yesterday. Really,
He done well, Odegaard, by the way. Like, I know I said about him not being on the bus. I was impressed with him. I was actually impressed with all the substitutions yesterday, if I'll be honest. I think like he come on and I think like I really wanted him to do well. I really wanted him to come on and perform, and he did. The pass for Martinelli. I know Martinelli had a lot to do after that, but he done that. But then the one for the Jesus goal again, you know, I mean, Jesus had a lot to do with it. But I thought he got in, and there was one thing there I see which is really good. I think it's for the Gyökeres goal. He chases back and wins the ball back. And then starts the move again, like, you know. So that I've been a little bit disappointed with him, Curtis, over the last couple of games where he's sort of missed out on 50-50 tackles, but he didn't yesterday. So maybe like it's a good thing. Like all of a sudden your place is not safe. You've got to perform. I'm sure Saka will be sitting there now going, "Whoa, hold on a minute, I've got to up my game," because you know that was some first half, as you said, by Madueke, like, you know, just when I was about to say get him off, he started doing some unbelievable stuff, like, you know. But I thought he played really, really well, like really positive, really attacked him down the flank. And listen, not everybody's going to put out a 10 9 out of 10 performance, but everybody played well and contributed in that game, and the substitutes as well all come on and contributed. So, listen, that was the perfect sort of tonic, if you like, after the Man United game, and I'm with you. It has made me feel a little bit excited, but because of what Arsenal are, you know, I'm not over it yet. Like, but
do you see this team like me at the moment? Now, I'm looking at it and I'm saying the only way I could see us losing a load of games is if we got a load of injuries. Because that was the other thing about the weekend. The fact now that there's a lot of players back, there's a lot of competition for places, and you're able to bring a lot of quality off the bench now. I can't see this team like losing 2-3 games in a row. I can't. Even when you think about the games we've lost this season, they've been narrow games. As bad as that, you know, as bad as we said the United game was, it's 3-2, 2 worldies. Liverpool game was a worldie. The last-minute goal at Villa. I can't see this team, unless there was a load of injuries, going and losing a load of games. So I really do think it's equipped. It's equipped this year like no other year to go and win this league. It really is. Last year, we were nowhere near the league. So we can't even, when people talk about we bottled it last year, we didn't. We were nowhere near it. We didn't. Where we messed up is we should have tried to go and buy some players in January, try and help us to try. And even then, we were behind. Liverpool were in the position that we were in now. The year before that, I didn't think we bottled it then either. I just felt that Man City just went on an unreal run, and they were better than us. Ultimately, they were better than us. They just had those players, those De Bruyne's and that are used to getting over the line. The previous season, when the first time we went for it, that's the one where you could look at it and say, yeah, we kind of fell apart. But that's because we weren't really ready for it yet. Remember, we weren't really ready for it. That season, we all started off by saying a top 4 would be great if we can just get in the top 4, and we would just surprise the whole league with our performances. But then ultimately, it came too early. We didn't have the personnel to get it done. But they've learned from that. The personnel is there now to get it done. We've been coping with it. I've been saying it for a long time. A lot of people have tried to discount it. We've been coping with injuries all season. Now they're all kind of, apart from Marino, that's bad news on that. They're kind of all back now, and you're seeing the squad, how good it. Look what Madueke did in that game. If those players stay fit, the majority of those players, I think we'll win it. I think we'll win it because we're a better team than the others that are chasing.
Yeah.
I think it's so good.
And do you know what? I think, sorry, Jack, I'll just quickly say that. I say sometimes, I think people get annoyed sometimes when you question things with the team or the manager. I think sometimes it's important that they understand when something's gone wrong, because I think, okay, Noni Madueke has been criticised for his end product. Then he puts in a top performance with end product. Martin Odegaard, what I really liked about his performance yesterday, he played the ball forward quickly. As soon as he gets the ball, he plays it into Jesus' feet. We've all been saying for weeks, dilly-dallying, spinning around. So I do think these players take note of what's being said. And even the manager yesterday, you know, when have we gone away from home and done that to someone recently in the Premier League? We scored 4. We could have probably scored 7 yesterday. Jesus had a couple of big chances. Gyökeres had the through ball. So I do think it's important that they know. Like I know people were when they booed them after the United game. I don't think it was a boo as in like we think you're a poor team. It was like, come on, we know you can do better than that. The title's right there in front of you. So I do think they've responded in the right way to the criticism. And yesterday was a real wake-up call, really. I thought they showed the whole league, like, listen, we can brush that United defeat off and bounce back. And like you said earlier, Lee, I think that performance probably put Villa and Man City under more pressure today because they go, wow, they really responded there. And that was a game they probably looked at and thought, they might drop points in that. So we've responded in the right way. Just quickly, by the way, sorry, Rob, I just see a report here. It's saying, it does say Ruben Neves and Loftus-Cheek, two of the names being mentioned. Not saying that we're in for them, but two midfielders that could be available.
Are you trying to steal my job now?
I'm feeding you. Listen, you said it takes you an hour and a half.
For it for ages.
Listen, it takes him an hour and a half to study for the names right. We all heard in the last show.
I spent all month working on this now. Now this guy's going to come break all the
Hey,
news.
it's a through ball. I've just give you a through ball. All you got to do is shoot now. You know what I mean? Transfer daily tomorrow.
He'll be waking up in the morning, walking down the roads with his video.
Yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
I only do that on tour in tropical climates. It's too cold for that here, Rob. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen. Those two names make sense. There have been two names that have been linked with loan moves. I think the Ruben Neves one's interesting because I wanted him when he was in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and he's an experienced player. He could add something. Loftus-Cheek, it's a body, isn't it? It's a body. So he's remember he was on the verge of the England. He won the league with AC Milan. We're talking about experience. He has won the league with AC Milan. So, but maybe worth a loan till the end of the season. You never know. Like certainly made transfer daily interesting tomorrow anyway. You know what I mean?
you need something to do, innit? You know what I mean, bro?
All those people who were saying to me, listen, get some sleep, man. We ain't signing no one. I told them, you never know. That's how this thing goes. I'm gutted for Marino, but guys, you know what? We waxing lyrical all about what's been going on, but obviously we've got a big game now on Tuesday, Carabao Cup. I'm intrigued. What would you guys do? What sort of team would you put out? What team are you going with? Because if you know, right, Chelsea, what they tried to do, they tried to rest loads of players for that game on Tuesday, which shows they're trying to take it really seriously. In the end, at half-time, that gamble nearly flopped them. They had to end up bringing all those players on to go and win that game against West Ham when they were 2-0 down. But that kind of gave a little evidence that they feel that they can come and get a win. They would have seen what happened with you in Man United and stuff like that. Probably thinking we've been looking a bit shaky up until before the Leeds game. So what team do you go with for that Carabao Cup semi-final? It is a semi-final second leg. Yes, we are winning, but it's only one goal. They get a goal back early. All of a sudden, it's a completely different game. Nerves could return. What do you do? Do you stick with your Norgards and your Keppers, and do you bring Ben White in and things like that? Or do you look at it and say, nah, it's a similar type of team as what played in the Leeds game? It's really intriguing, this one.
Go on, Jack, you go.
I'm thinking I would probably keep it a strong team, but maybe like the players that are more like on the fringe could come in. So I wouldn't make any big wholesale changes, but maybe I know Saka's probably going to be injured, but a Madueke instead of a Saka for a game like that. But I'm also thinking our next game's at home anyway. It is Sunderland at home. It's not on paper we should be the better team, and they are missing Xhaka as well. So I think getting to the finals is very important. I mean, I prioritise the league all season. I mean, the first leg against Chelsea, I maybe wouldn't have gone as strong as he did. But now we're already one goal up, and getting to the cup final. I think if we could beat Man City in a final like this early on, it would set like the mentality. Our players would know, like, yeah, we can do this. There was also going to be like 8 games to go or something by then when we play the final. If we could beat them in a final, I think mentally it would mean a lot. And obviously, we could potentially. I think there's potential that if we do beat Chelsea, we could play City in the Carabao Cup final. We then play them in the league away, And then there's also quite a high chance we get them in the Champions League as well, if we were to progress through as well, as they're on our side of the bracket. So there could be like a month period where we're playing City like 4 times in like a month. So I'm not sure I'd be too happy with that one. But yeah, I mean,
what's your team
it.
then? Give us
I
your
had to go
team. I ain't
team,
gonna
player
ask
for
you,
player.
Lee, because I'm not gonna ask you, Lee, because I know you do the
It's
starting
predicted.
11 show. It's predicted 11. But look, what's your? Give me your team, Jack, for that game against Chelsea.
I'll keep Kepa. I'll go Kepa in goal purely because it's a cup. I just think they don't do anything all season. They can have the cup game. I don't think we'd win or lose it because Kepa's in goal. Kepa in goal. Maybe Ben White right back. Centre backs. I'd probably go Saliba and Mosquera. Rest one of them, or Mosquera and Gabriel. Just rest one of the two. I think Mosquera is good enough as it is. Calafiori left back, maybe because Hincapié started the Prem game. Midfield, I think it's a tough one. I think we go Rice and Zubimendi. I think it is a game we're going to go to a final. They can play minutes there, and then maybe if we go ahead against Sunderland, we could bring Norgard on. I just think maybe Norgard from the start might be a risk. Now Marino's out as well. So I go Zubimendi and Rice. Then I like Havertz in that 10. I can't lie to you guys. I've been pretty impressed with. Obviously, he's only just come back as well, so he's still getting back to full fitness. I thought that Champions League game, although the opponent weren't great, I thought the directness, I thought what he offers with Gyökeres, they seem to have something going there. So I'd keep building on that, see if we can work something for the end of the season. So Havertz in the 10, Madueke on the right. Obviously, we don't really have a choice there. Maybe Jesus up front, only because Gyökeres has started 2 now, and maybe a rest. He could also come on off the bench. I wouldn't be against either, to be honest. I'm not too fast at this point. And then on the left, Martinelli, just because Trossard started the last game as well. So yeah, nothing too big, but yeah, maybe, I don't know, Norgard's maybe the call that people might want to make. Do we start Norgard or do we go super strong?
What are you, Curtis?
Yeah, I think we've got to go strong, man. I think getting to a final sends out a big message, and I look at it the other way. If you make a lot of changes, then you concede, then you're going to panic and bring those guys on anyway. I'd rather go strong, try and go ahead, and then maybe you can bring people off later in the game. So I'd probably go with a similar team. The Kepa one, I mean, I wasn't impressed with him in that first game, but he's not going to drop him, is he? He's going to play him. I'd probably play Timber, to be honest. I'd probably stick with Timber. I'd like that solidarity at the back. I wouldn't mind Calafiori coming in at left back just to try and get him up to speed. The midfield could have what's
your 2 centre backs?
2 centre backs. I think Mosquera probably does deserve a game, really. But then them 2, that brick wall, man, I don't know. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? Because Arsenal, I'm going with the 2 centre backs, man. I am. Just get the job done, and then we'll give Mosquera. You got Wigan the week after in the FA Cup. Get your minutes there. Do you know what I mean? And then could have that would be his 3rd game in 6 days, maybe. I don't know. Has he got that in him? Maybe I'd bring. I mean, I keep saying I want Eze to play, but it's like, when do you play him? And I don't know. Eze or Odegaard in the 10. I play Madueke on the right. I play Martinelli. I don't think Trossard's been great the last few games. Martinelli, really good impact again the other day when he came on. Great assist for Gyökeres. I would actually play Gyökeres again. I'd play him again because I just think he's starting to get into that rhythm a little bit now. And I think as a striker, when you're scoring, you just want to keep playing and keep scoring. So yeah, I'd go fairly strong. I wouldn't change too much. 1 or 2 maybe.
Yeah, I'd go. I'm like you. I kind of Kepa in goal, but I kind of want to keep that back 4.
Yeah,
be a bit harsh on Ben White, I think, to leave him out. But then Timber was so good the other day. Yeah. But maybe Ben White, but I'll probably keep Saliba and Gabriel. And Calafiori. Midfield, I think I'd go Norgard. I was very impressed with him in that Champions League game. I know it's Carrot, right? But I'd have Norgard in from the start, then Rice and Eze. Madueke, I'd also have Gyökeres, who scored 3 in the last 4. And then left-hand side, Martinelli. Might be a bit, Chelsea are not really the team that sit deep, do they? And they can't really, can they? Because, well, they won't be able to for long because they need a goal. So there might be spaces in behind for Gyökeres. And
you know what?
The greatest.
I'll just say as well, right? Gyökeres, we've spoken about him a lot on this show. I was looking today, Alvarez at Atletico, who people want us to buy 100. Man's got the same goals as Gyökeres. And Gyökeres...
He hasn't scored in the last 11 games, I think I saw, Curtis. Julian Alvarez. It's really badly off.
3 and 4.
Yeah?
3 and 4. Got to keep playing him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think Gyökeres is you see he's like, he looked different over the last couple of games, right? He's starting to bully guys. You can see his confidence is growing now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Look at that aggressive celebration and, you know what I mean? Like, I'd keep playing him. It's just, they said that we haven't lost when he started.
Yeah.
Don't think we have.
Is that right, Jack? I know you got all the stats all the time. Is that right?
He never started at Villa.
Remember he came start at Villa.
He didn't start at Liverpool.
He didn't start at Liverpool. He didn't start at United. So yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Play him.
I've always rated him, mate. I think he's a brilliant. I don't know what the problem is. He's a great player. Puts a lot of work in for the team.
Let's have
Go play him.
Yeah, I'd definitely play him. Let's have a look at predictions. It's been updated, right? None of us got it right anyway. None of us got 4-0.
We all got a point, didn't we?
Yeah, none of us got 4-0. So what are we going for? What are we going for the Chelsea game? We won't do Sunderland until later on once we come back during the week. But what are we going for the Chelsea game? Jack.
I'm gonna go 2-1 on the night. So yeah, we go through 2-1 on the night.
Yeah. I was looking for a bit of 2-1 as well.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Oh, sod it. Come on then, let's have it. 2-0.
Let's get out of the way. Put it in the bag.
Robbie likes 3-1, Robbie likes a 3-1.
3-1.
You go 3-1.
Well, I ain't got no choice. Oh, what else can I go?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll go 2-1. He's top of the league, so he must know what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gambling with a 3-1, man.
He keeps following suit, old Curtis, doesn't he? Like,
I'm just trying to get off the bottom of the league. You know what I mean?
That's what I call him.
From the bottom, he's still there.
I still keep looking at this.
Right, I tell you what, it's been an interesting 2 weeks, man. Last week, and then now, you know what I mean. But I hope that comes to fruition. Well, not me looking like a homeless man, but I have to apologize.
No, it's been.
We should print it out on a big banner. Put it on a big banner. If we win the league, we'll go down to the parade and just we can all hold that up in the crowd so all the players can see.
I'm sorry, Mikhail.
But Carabao Cup games, it's going to be an interesting game though. Because, as I said, they've got to attack, isn't it? It's going to be an attacking game. And as I said, I just got clues that he's looking at this, that he can turn it around, their manager, by the way he had so many of those main players on the bench. So I do think he's going to go very strong. He's going to go for it. He has to, isn't he?
Do you know the thing for me is I hope Mikel treats this game as if it's 0-0. I don't want Arsenal to think, well, we're leading by 1, so we'll sit in and just, you know what I mean? I want us to actually play normal and beat them. We're at home. If we were playing Chelsea at home in the league, I'd say, yeah, we're favourites to beat them. So I hope he just obviously, plays with that mindset, send a message out as well that they're not on our level kind of thing and get to a final properly, go steaming into the final. So, yeah, I hope we play on the front foot.
I'll tell you what, man, if momentum's a funny thing, isn't it? Like, all of a sudden, that 4-0. Imagine if we were saying that on the way up there, innit, Lee? If we lost the game or drew, it'd be a real downer going into this game. But no, we're going to be right up for this. And so would they, because they had a good comeback win, didn't they? They were 2-0 down against West Ham. Great comeback win for them. So it's going to be a really good game.
It is funny because you sort of like before going up to the Leeds game, sort of dreading that game, thinking, oh, if it all goes wrong, got like the semi-final, if it all goes wrong. But coming back on the way home yesterday, it was an absolute pleasure driving home yesterday. Like, you know, we even had a stop-off and had a 40-minute stop-off instead of a 30-minute, which was unbelievable, like, you know. So everybody was just happy just talking about a game, just looking forward to the Chelsea game now. You know, listen, we don't know what's going to happen, but at the end of it, we're at home. We're 1-0 up. As Curtis says, you know, we're at home. We've got to go there. You've got to enjoy these games. I know it's like, again, all I can say is we're the better team. So, you know, we should beat them and go and enjoy it and enjoy the day. And that's how I feel. I think, like, you know, you've got to try and enjoy it as much as we can. I'm on this bloody boat. Get on it. We're going on this. You know what I mean? We'll row all the way to bloody Wembley. Love it. Love it.
Oh, my days. All right. Has anyone got any comments?
Yeah, I got a comment. That's when the old comments gone. Shall I go
There's
first?
a lot of comments.
Yeah, I've got to say, you know, it was a good show, wasn't it? Like, and loads of positive comments about your defender. I'll tell you what was funny when I did look it back because someone said to me, have a look. He goes, oh yeah, he's a Spanish defender. That was quite funny and all that, you know. So I got to say, big up. I can't even see this is from. Hold on, Dan Fry 909. Big up Kenya, putting up with the immaturity. She's a good sport. Good sport.
The Valdepenas.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You lot had me, man. You lot had me. I also got one. Is it Sylvester? He says Kenya should have her own TV show. She's too brilliant in her analysis. Always a joy to listen to her. Big her up.
Very good. Very knowledgeable. I'll tell you what, she holds her own. I know in the old car yesterday, she holds her own. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. She came to the game yesterday. She absolutely loved it, Lee. She was still buzzing this morning.
Yeah. Like, it was like Maddie's first time in the Leeds as well. Like Steve, our driver, took his daughter as well, and she's buzzing as well. Like, because I think, you know, the atmosphere and the result and everything there. You know, so
proper game that is, man. Like
proper away game. That proper.
Jack, I don't know
game.
if you've been there, Jack. You got to get up. That's one of them games, right? I think Forest is one of them grounds as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's a proper kind of old ground like that, and their fans are up. If they get on top and they get a little bit of momentum going, man, you've got problems. You know, that's why those grounds are difficult to win at.
That is one of the
good atmosphere. That big stand in it at Ellen Road.
It's quality. Their fans are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Their fans, brilliant.
No, it's one of the grounds. Luckily, I've been to. Shout out Connor Hum. I know we all know who that is. So he managed to sort me out for that. I do actually have a comment. I did clock into the episode. Did see Robbie's lovely pronunciations, and big up Kenya if you see this. Filling in great as always. But I have a comment here from Rai83 who says Jack is running from Gyökeres. I think that's in relation to the fact that he had scored in that in the last game. But I'm here, and he just had a great game. I'm here. I'm proud, guys. Don't worry. I'm back in the team. We're here.
Shame. See, I mean, he's been destroying him all season.
Oh man,
I got one here from Alfred said. Alfred 308 said Curtis and Lee should have a show of their own. I think it would be full of jokes, anger, and a lot of laughter.
Yeah, we'll have to have a little meeting or something, Curtis. Like, you know what I mean? So better than that one with you and Cecil. God, dear, like, you know what I mean? Cecil,
here we go. See, I told you, another podcast coming. You know what I mean? They're off. You know what I mean?
No.
Robbie's not sorting me out. This, that, they're gone. Look, I told you,
this is it, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, by ourselves.
Have you left Invincible Podcast now? Because I never see you on that, Rob.
No, they chopped me off that as well. I mean, you know what I mean? This is I'm like that guy. What's that guy in Venezuela, Maduro? I'm like him at the moment. You know what I mean? So there's a coup on me. You know what I mean? I'm getting chucked off of everything like that.
So what does that make Lee? Donald Trump then?
I didn't even know
He's
that.
hunting-
I
he's hunting you
heard
down,
you
mate.
resigned.
He's hunting you
Boy.
off the shows.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all love. It's all love. Guys, listen, thank you very much for today. It's been a great weekend to be an Arsenal fan. As I said, Arsenal top of the league. The women winning the club championship,
well done, mate.
being crowned best team in the world. So well done to them. And thank you, Tottenham, as well. Yeah, I mean, like that was a very good performance today. As I said earlier, Thomas Frank, still a silver member. He needed to win to become a gold member, right? So he's still a silver member at Arsenal, but a few more wins like that, and then if you lose against us, we'll upgrade you to platinum. But it's a pivotal weekend, I think, possibly in the league. It really was a good weekend for Arsenal. Now we got another big test coming up on Tuesday in the Carabao Cup. Can Arsenal get to a final? Come and join us. The day after that, we'll be back with another Fourever Arsenal, looking back on that Carabao Cup game. And, of course, looking forward to the weekend. It's going to be big. Sunderland at the Emirates. That game is going to be absolutely huge. Thank you, guys, and thank you to you guys out there. And we see you all very soon.